Am I the a-hole for calling off the wedding because I am suspicious what my fiancé did at her bachelor party? I decided to call off the wedding after some suspicious events happened at my fiancé's bachelor party. We were going to get married next week on Saturday and had our bachelor parties this week. Me and the boys hung out together at a friend's place, chatted, and played games. My fiancé and her bridesmaids decided on going to Mehane Wine House. It's a traditional Turkish entertainment place. I called and texted her that night, but there was no reply. My gut feeling screamed something was wrong, so I decided to ask about it to S. I know her through the family, and she's not as close as with my fiancé as other bridesmaids. She told me they went to a club, a very nice one at that. There are no stripper clubs in Turkey to my knowledge, but that specific place they went is just nasty. I went to there for a New Year's party in the past, and that was the craziest ish I ever witnessed. It's no different than a brothel. I asked how come they went to that club instead of Mehen. Is that how you pronounce it, y'all? She told me others changed their mind on the way, but she did not go as she did not like the clubs at all. I get a reply from my fiancé late in the morning and told me they stayed at D, another bridesmaid's place, after getting drunk in Maine. I asked her if everyone is there. She said yes. Now the problem is D's place is almost 2.5 hours away from that place. There is no way 7 girls were able to go together to the place in the midnight, especially when public transport was not available. Taxi is out of question due to cost and capacity. I asked one of my friends to call her girlfriend, who's another bridesmaid. She told him she went back to her place and others just went to different places. There are inconsistencies all over. I facecammed my fiancé right away on WhatsApp, but she said she would call me when she's available. She called me some minutes later, but she was outside and I am pretty sure it was not the district D lived in. I confronted her about it once she came back, but she could not give any satisfying answers to my questions. It became I must have said it wrong first, then other bridesmaids except S texted me, confirming things all at once. It was so obvious there was something fishy here, and they were coordinated by my fiancé. Alarms were ringing in my head, and yesterday I decided to call off the wedding. No one explains to me what happened that night clearly. When they do, there are inconsistencies all over. I announced it in friend groups and family groups. She's going crazy right now, but still there is no single satisfying answer about what happened that night. I was even told not to be an insecure guy, but there is just no way. Everything points at least something fishy happened there, and they're trying to cover it. My friend, whose girlfriend was bridesmaids, has also decided to break up with her. It is chaos all over. Am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole for not going to my son's funeral? When I was 16, I knocked up my then girlfriend, also 16. My parents wanted us to get married. Her parents wanted us to break up. It had been a bit of fling, and we definitely weren't in love, so we broke up. We stayed friends, and she would update me about the baby. She planned to raise it with her parents, but I'd be allowed to visit. But 2 months before the baby was born, her family unexpectedly moved away and forbade me from seeing or talking to her. My parents tried to get legally involved, but there wasn't much they could do as we were both underage and ex-girlfriend now lived in a different country. I didn't really have any rights. I was upset but hoped ex-girlfriend would get in touch when she turned 18. She didn't, and I moved on with my life, went to uni and got a new girlfriend. Didn't knock her up. When we were 22, ex-girlfriend contacted me by email and offered to fly me out to meet my son and be part of his life. I flew out, but turns out ex-girlfriend only wanted to rebound with me because she'd only just broken up with her boyfriend, who she was pregnant with the baby of. My son called the boyfriend dad, and when I explained who I was, he didn't want to know me and said I wasn't his dad. I flew home the same day and refused any further contact with ex-girlfriend or offers to be in my son's life, which I now regret, but I was angry. Eventually, the messages stopped. Just as a side note, I was accidentally put on a round-robin emailing list of ex-girlfriends at a Christmas few years ago. She was back together with her boyfriend. They were married and had 3 kids, plus my son. From all the pictures and stories, they seemed like a happy family. From my knowledge, my son didn't ever want to contact me or even remember me. I was angry that my son had a family without me, but I don't really know him. Recently, my son, now 18, died in a car accident. I was sad when I heard, but no more sad than I'd be about a kid that wasn't mine. Ex-girlfriend emailed me for the first time in years to let me know and invite me to the funeral. I told her I was sorry for her loss but didn't go. She sent me a long email yesterday about how disappointed she was in me and how I never stood up as a father for a man and let my son down. I told my parents expecting them to be on my side, but they are very upset and disappointed in me, saying I'm a bad, heartless person. I don't think I did anything wrong. I wouldn't go to the funeral of a stranger, which is what he effectively was. We had the same DNA but only met once 14 years ago. We had the same. I don't understand why when he became an adult, he didn't fight harder for his son. I'm sorry, but reading all of this, it just sounds like he never really fought for his son, which a father should be doing. But my parents are mourning as if a grandchild they knew died and refusing to talk to me. Anything they do say to me is just that I am a cruel person. So am I the a-hole? Honestly, he does sound like a cruel person. I'm sorry, but I don't know if it's just me, but throughout the entire story, from the time that he was 16 and then her, because that time he was 16, clearly he couldn't do much when her family moved away. But he became an adult. His son was 18 when he died. All those years, he never once did anything that was big or grand to, get his son back or to be in his son's life. So I don't know. What do you guys think?